I'm MC the Movie Critic. I know it and you know it. You know, I've been thinking, instead of reviewing movies, I'm going to review something that's more television oriented. And as you know, I love TV shows. But nowadays, TV shows kind of sucks. Well, except for Supergirl. That was really good. And Ninja Car, that was really awesome. And, oh, hell yeah, The Walking Dead. That's a kick-ass show. And, Gravity Falls. I love Gravity Falls. Alright. There's some good TV shows out there. But there's one TV show that is so good that a lot of people sort of misunderstood it. And that show is Adventure Time. I'm not gonna lie, I freaking love Adventure Time. This is one of the cleverest, creative, and imaginative shows that ever hit TV. With great characters, great animation, great visuals, this show is truly one of a kind. I love this show so much, I actually got the toys, the fin hat, the sword, and the bags, and the shirt. So as you can see, I love Adventure Time. But which ones are the best? Which one leaves the larger impact on the person? Which one is the most memorable, well written, well acted, and well animated? And also to keep in mind, I am not going to include the episodes from the 7th season because they're still in the process of being made. So without further ado, this is the top 13 Adventure Time episodes. Number 13. Evicted. This episode is well known for the appearance of Marceline, and this episode is no exception. It starts off with Jake telling Finn a scary story until, you guessed it, Marceline appears. She kicked them out of the treehouse and they decided to go house hunting. Without giving too much away, let's just say it shows the power of friendship. What makes this episode so memorable is the appearance of Marceline, and by the performance of Olivia Olsen, sounds fantastic. Not only she has a good speaking voice, she also has a good singing voice too. And the song where Finn and Jake are looking for a place to stay is just perfect. It really shows the struggle of what Finn and Jake are going through. And you feel bad for them. Nothing to say, but it's a wonderful episode with a great intro to the fan favorite Marceline. This episode is worth here on the number 13 spot.
You two are pretty hardcore. I can appreciate that.
Number 12. The Enkai Radiant. Here's an episode that's a ton of fun to watch, especially how they got the voice actor, but I'll get to him in a minute. It starts out with Finn and Jake is at a party at the Candy Kingdom when Cinnamon Bun hits the tower that causes Princess Bubblegum to fall. Finn saves her, and as a reward, she shows Finn a book called The Enkai Radiant. And what's the Enkai Radiant?
It's a book meant only for heroes whose hearts are righteous.
So Finn and Jake sets out to find the Enkai Radiant. It's very straightforward, but it has good action, good moments, and funny moments, especially with the giant ogre.
My big money! Give it back!
Give me back my friend!
But I killed him already!
I need to get my Dr. Pepper! What makes this episode so good is the passion and excitement. You can feel Finn's passion and you want him to get the Enkai Radiant. The best parts in this episode is the trials that Finn goes through. But what really makes it stand out is the actor they chose for the episode. And that voice actor is Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill. Even though he plays a small role in this, but as always he gives out a good performance. Simple, fun, funny, exciting, grotesque. This episode is definitely worth the adventure. Number 11. Bimo Lost. Now here's an episode that centers around our favorite little robot. It starts out with Bimo got kidnapped by a mom member to feed her babies. Bimo escapes and fell and broke his face. He come across a bubble who's lost for a very long time. They walk through the woods until they come across a baby as they journey back to the treehouse. I guess what makes this interesting is the chemistry of Bimo and the bubble and the obstacles that they go through with the baby. Without giving away the ending, let's just say it'll make you laugh and confused at the same time. Nothing else to say, but it's a cute episode.
Goodbye.
Number 10. Burning Low. This is one of the most interesting episodes. It starts with Finn and Flame Princess having a date. As Finn and Jake are walking home, they see that PB is in the treehouse collecting tax money. Jake tells Prebles that Finn is seeing Flame Princess. The next day, PB tries to tell the reason why Finn can't see Flame Princess. Can Princess Bubblegum stop Finn for being with Flame Princess? Not to give it away, let's just say it's satisfying. This episode is really good because not only the story, but you feel a natural progression of Finn, despite she doesn't notice it and Finn doesn't admit it. And when Finn lets out his emotions to Bubblegum, it shows that he moved on. It makes him a lot more relatable and identifiable. And by the way, Jake singing the Pancake song is freaking awesome. Nothing else to say, but love conquers all.
Shut up.
You shut up! Number 9. I Remember You. Here's an episode that is one of the most heartbreaking. It starts off with the Ice King trying to write music to get princesses. He goes and sees Marceline to help him with the music. At first, it starts out bad. As it progresses, it was revealed that the Ice King was once a scientist and Marceline has a connection with him. Without spoiling the ending, it really makes you want to know more about them and their connection with each other. This episode can be funny, but it really takes itself very serious, especially when Marceline tries to make the Ice King remember. All I gotta say that this is an episode that is truly worth here at the number 9 spot.
You don't remember anything, do you, Simon?
Number 8. Simon and Marcy. This one is actually a continuation of the last episode of I Remember You. We see Finn and Jake as well as Marceline and Simon are playing basketball as Marceline tells her story with Simon. This episode is so good because it shows the origin of Simon before he became the Ice King, and it shows Marceline as a little girl. And it also shows how Earth was after the Mushroom War. The biggest strength in this episode is the relationship of Marceline and Simon and the struggles that they're going through. No word to say, but it's an episode that is definitely worth a rewatch.
Vandalism is wrong, Marcy.
Okay.
Number 7. Guardians of Sunshine. Nothing like an episode about video games deserves on the list. We see Finn is playing a game called Guardians of Sunshine, but he's having a difficult time beating it. He wishes if he was there he can beat the game, but Milo tells him that it's too dangerous. So what does Finn and Jake gonna do? Maybe they'll press the red button to transport themselves into the game. Obviously, much like Tron, they're now digital and they go and try to beat the game. This episode is really good because of the sound effects and the 3D animation. It looks incredible, and it really pays homage to Atari as well as Game Boy. With a good sense of humor, great 3D animation, and good action, this episode is a nicely written love letter to all gamers.
Jake, look at all that!
But we need the bomber!
Number 6. His Hero. It begins with Finn and Jake saving a mini-queen when they come across the Sword of Billy. The sword creates a passage. As they went inside, they meet Billy in person. He tells them beating villains is pointless and suggested them to do things non-violently. And that's what Finn and Jake did. Unfortunately, it didn't go so well until Finn and Jake saves an old lady and tells them that they need to use violence because they're heroes. This episode really shows the true meaning of being a hero. It's good to see Finn learns that he's meant to be a hero, and he is meant to use violence in order to defeat the forces of evil. And the more you think about it, it reminds you a lot of the Marvel and DC heroes. They use violence to defeat evil and to serve and protect the innocent. If you want more in detail, watch this vlog that we did. All I can say is, Finn and Jake are truly the heroes and protectors of Ooh.
I'm gonna pass out.
Number 5. Fiona and Cake. Now here's an episode that is practically one of the most famous and a hallmark of the series. The episode starts out with Fiona and Cake helping Prince Gumball on decorating for the ball. But fast you can say Frozen, the Ice Queen comes in and tries to kidnap the prince, and Fiona is here to save the day. He asks her if she can go out with him. They went out and he tells her to come to the ball as his girlfriend. Fiona went with Prince Gumball, but it was the Ice Queen the whole time. Without giving away the ending, the only way I can say is, it's pretty damn funny. It's really interesting to see the roles reversed. Finn is a girl, Jake is a cat, Princess Bubblegum is the prince, and the Ice King is the Ice Queen. A badass Ice Queen to be exact. You can really tell that the writers really put their effort in making the episode. It also creates good jokes and good ideas on what they can do with this. This is an episode that's a ton of fun to watch with some twists and turns.
That was like the stupidest thing ever.
Number 4. It came from the Nightosphere. Here's another famous episode, especially the song that goes with it. We see Marceline and Finn are recording a song and it looks like she misses her dad. So Finn summons Marceline's dad and he wanders in the land of Ooo and sucking up the souls. So it's up to Marceline and Finn to find her dad and take him back to the Nightosphere. What makes this so memorable is the Fries song and the relationship with Marceline and her dad. The Fries song basically reflects a moment when Marceline's dad ate her fries and questions if he loves her. And the way they've been fighting each other really shows they've really been through a lot. But in the end, Marceline's father loves her and she loves him. And I have to say, it's pretty touching. Also, I will not dare ruin the ending. Let's just say it's one of the funniest endings ever put on this show. All I gotta say is, it's a great episode.
I love you, Marceline. Don't you ever doubt that.
I love you too, Dad.
Number 3. Dream of Love. We see Finn and Jake visit Tree Trunks, and wouldn't you know, Mr. Pig is there with her. It turns out that Mr. Pig is in love with Tree Trunks and he confesses to her and they hit it out pretty well. The only downside is they're making love in public and it upsets a lot of people. But can they show that these two are meant to be together? Well, the short answer, yes. This episode is pretty good when it comes to the song they play at the end. It's romantic and it's pretty touching. Yeah, it's weird seeing an elephant and the pig fall in love, but you just accepted the fact they are in love, and their passion really demonstrates it. Who would have thought that love can be so strange?
You know what? I like it. It's nice.
Number 2. James Baxter, the horse. Now, this is an episode that has a ton of fun. It starts with Beemo pretending to be pregnant with an egg until a butterfly knocks it down and she starts to cry. Finn and Jake tries to cheer her up, but nothing works. But luckily, James Baxter came in and cheered Beemo up. This leads to Finn and Jake inspired and they decided to make people happy the same way James Baxter did. The best parts in this episode is how much effort Finn and Jake put into making the people feel happy. At first, they fail. When they research and figure out on how James Baxter did it, the solution was simple. Without giving away too much, only to say they succeeded. Another thing about this episode that makes it so good is that James Baxter was named after the former Disney animator of the same name, who also drawn and animated and provided the voice of the horse. And you can see why. With great animation, great laughs, this episode will make your
Brown all the way around.
yeah, what he said. And the number 1 Adventure Time episode is Jake the Brick. This episode is unbelievable. This has to be one of the best episodes of the entire series. It starts with Finn going for a walk through the land of Ooo where he comes across Jake in the shape of a brick in the brick shack conducting an experiment. A brick experiment to be precise. So Finn leaves a walkie-talkie, and as Jake continues his experiment, he tells the life of the little bunny. And that's pretty much it. But what makes it so intriguing is the simplicity. It's basically Jake in the form of a brick telling the life of the bunny. And you can't help but being sucked in. Another thing that makes it stand out is we see all the characters from all the past episodes. I'm not gonna name them because you know who they are. Nothing else to say, it's a laid-back episode worth watching for. Jake the Brick. My pick for the number 1 spot.
Yes!
And that concludes my top 13 Adventure Time episodes. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. And I know there are some episodes I did left out, but I only choose the ones which I think are the best. I'm MC the Movie Critic. Now if you excuse me, I'm gonna find the Hero's Handbook.